It was a day for the history books in Washington. The Attorney General of the United States strutted into a hearing on Capitol Hill and committed an impeachable offense. Merrick Garland, the president's lawyer, testified that he calls the shots.
Our job is not to take orders from the president, from Congress, or from anyone else about who or what to criminally investigate. As the president himself has said, and I reaffirm today, I am not the president's lawyer.
For the rest of the hearing, Joe Biden's Attorney General obstructed justice, repeatedly refusing to answer any questions under oath, continuing this massive cover-up that at this point guarantees an impeachment. When asked if he talked to the FBI about Hunter Biden, he basically pled the fifth.
Have you had personal contact with anyone at FBI headquarters about the Hunter Biden investigation?
I don't recollect the answer to that question.
No, I don't recollect. You don't recollect whether you talked to the FBI about investigating your boss's son? Now, if I was investigating my boss's son, I think I remember a conversation like that. When my boss's son comes into the room, I'm pretty polite. We shake hands, I ask him how he's doing, perhaps I tell a joke. But if my boss's son was about to go to prison, and I was in charge of putting him in prison, and what I did was going to determine whether my boss would go to prison, I think I'd recall. Now, the cover-up was so blatant that the Attorney General is going to get impeached, protecting the president from getting impeached.
If you don't fire Shokin, the United States isn't given the $1 billion loan. Why would Joe Biden say that as the vice president? Why would he say such a thing? Was it policy? Was it our policy at the time? Yes or no? It wasn't. I have documents here. Interagency Policy Committee dated October 15th.
Point of information, is the gentleman ever going to let the gentleman
I'm on my
answer a question?
time, pipe down. If that is not quid pro quo, sir, what is? It's bribery and it's impeachable. Are you going to do something about it? I bet you're not, and that's why you, sir, also need to be impeached.
The Attorney General's in such deep political trouble and so afraid of perjuring himself that he wouldn't answer if Hunter Biden was still selling access to the president.
Devin Archer told us that Hunter sold the appearance of access to then Vice President Biden. Are you confident he has stopped?
I'm going to say again that all these matters are within the purview of Mr. Weiss. I have not interfered with them, and I do not.
But if you were confident that he had stopped, you could.
And I do not intend to interfere.
Someone who bought Hunter Biden's art ended up with a prestigious appointment to a federal position. Doesn't it look weird that he's become this immediate success in the art world as his dad is president of the United States? Isn't that odd?
I'm not going to comment about any specific.
Not going to comment, not going to investigate. So
right.
Hunter Biden.
The Attorney General puts everybody under investigation and then refuses to answer any questions because there's an ongoing investigation. Hunter Biden's been under investigation for 5 years, just so no one has to answer any questions about it. The Attorney General's own prosecutors are getting caught red-handed covering up Biden family corruption, and the Attorney General says, I can't talk about it because I promised the Senate I wouldn't.
Under oath today, your testimony is you have not had any discussions with Mr. Weiss about this matter?
Under oath, my testimony today is that I promised the Senate I would not intrude in his investigation. I do not intend to discuss the internal Justice Department deliberations, whether or not I had them.
The Attorney General is obstructing congressional oversight because he made a pinky promise to the Senate? This isn't how presidential administrations conduct themselves. The Attorney General's fingerprints are all over this crime scene. 2 whistleblowers prove that. The judge blowing up the plea proves that. The Attorney General's appointing the dirty prosecutor as special counsel proves that. We've moved past the point of whether or not a crime was committed. We're now in this phase. How deep a hole is the Biden administration going to dig themselves into? Special counsel prosecutors were already caught visiting the White House on multiple occasions before and after indicting Trump. The New York Times reported Biden ordered his Attorney General to arrest Trump. Adam Schiff was there to clean it up.
Mr. Attorney General, I want to give you a chance to respond. Was the president telling the truth or was he lying when he said that President Biden told you to indict him?
No one has told me to indict, and in this case, the decision to indict was made by the special counsel.
All right, now if I'm in my office with a bunch of my producers and I say, I need a copy of Gutfeld's book, and 5 minutes later, Gutfeld walks into my office and hands me his book, it doesn't matter if I didn't tell Gutfeld directly. Word got to Gutfeld that I needed the book. Now, if Joe Biden tells his staff that he wants his attorney general to arrest Trump, word is going to get to the attorney general pretty fast. They're not sending it over email. The American people didn't wake up yesterday. When the boss's lawyer arrests his enemy and saves his son, it's not a coincidence. The administration and the media are relying on the country's lack of interest and common sense. But who do you trust more? The person who's an open book or the person who lies and hides? Remember, common sense.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.